so I got to go over there and check. And he would check the bunnies. And this morning, I scooped up the sheep, and amongst the sheep was a rabbit. And the rabbit was very confused. But even the sheep were like, what is this rabbit doing here with us? And it actually came out here with the sheep, and the sheep kind of started to go to the pen, and the rabbit kind of started to go that way, and then did the whole panic thing and ran up that way. About that point, Stone was like watching the sheep, and all of a sudden did that whole double take, like, what? And he went off and chased it. But there's a lot of bunnies out here. I actually had to scoop up half a bunny this morning out of the pen. Something got a bunny. I'm having one of those mornings I had to scoop up bird parts out in the backyard. We have a owl that catches birds, and then he sits up on the chimney and eats them. So you just see feathers floating down on the chimney. Nice job, Laura. That was a much better start. Very smooth. He's been trained since he was a baby, and he's a year and a half. He's always been like this stuff. He kind of went through a stage where he was pretty pushy and actually getting a little bit grippy. I like that though. That shows me a dog's got a lot of drive. It's easy to back that off. It's harder to put drive in a dog. It's like her. She's got a lot of drive. I would rather that than a dog that I'm trying to build up.
Hey, come here. Take a breath.
But settling that drive, you have to be careful of how you settle it so you don't ruin their drive. Now sometimes settling that drive down, you'll shut them down for a couple weeks. I usually tell people if it doesn't come back in a couple weeks, I'd be really surprised. But every now and then, especially the dogs that grip hard. Hers are nips. Yeah. They're still enough to get her kicked out, but they're just nips instead of that. I had a shepherd the other day that grabbed one and hung on. Oh, that's scary. It is scary, and thank goodness I had a collar on. And the owner said, "Oh, they've never gripped before." I'm like, "Okay, but I know shepherds tend to grip and hang on. They almost get a glassed over look in their eye, and you can't make them let go." So I know that about the breed, and I said, the only reason I would ever hit the dog with a collar is if it's biting and it won't let go. I had it set at 3, which is the middle of the road. I finally took the highest power I had to get that dog to let go of that sheep. And that's just the breed. And she kind of just let go like, oh, she didn't care. I was like, oh, okay. But she didn't grip again either, so.
Yeah, so
she
the
learned.
message got through. It was kind of like,
The trick is to not hit them unless they're actually touching the sheep, so they think that what happens when you touch the sheep, it hurts. That's where a lot of dogs get ruined with the collar, and it's one of those things that's too bad because the collar is such a nice tool. Because I'd rather that than beat a dog over the head for gripping. But because it gets used so incorrectly, I could see why people don't like the collar. I didn't like the collar. I saw it used really bad on my first dog. It was one of those moments that I cried about it for once. Because this woman put a collar on me, and everybody said she was a great trainer, and this was years and years ago. It was for obedience, not hurting. And she had him like riding on the floor, beating himself. And she said, "Don't you walk up to that dog?" I said, "I'm done." She goes, "I'm not giving you your money back." I go, "I don't want my money back."
let's walk.
I do not give it. You know what? It ruined me too. And I could never get out of sight with him again. It's crazy.
Who is that?
Gloria McGrath.
Oh, okay.
Grath, whatever it
Yeah.
is. She didn't want me as a student anyways. I didn't know that about her. She didn't want to do gay. But I would have rather her told me, "Look, I'm going to fry your dog's butt, or you can go somewhere else." I'm like, okay.
Hey, get back. No, get back.
Not like he's anticipating anything, right?
No.
Mark's son had a
Lie
dog
down.
that friend gave her to
Only
him.
the third time
She
he's
couldn't
been out
go
here.
with her. She was using a collar on it.
That's
and
awesome.
She was really soft.
Okay.
It was just,
I have a friend that
Yeah.
no matter what, her dogs all wear collars, and I'm like, what?
Dear, lie down.
Oh, in case she
Lie
ever does.
down.
I'm like, I don't know, that's kind of weird.
Out.
Dizzy
Lie
was,
down.
she was beautifully trained by
Lie
Brian.
down.
She just was She was confusing her. The poor
Yes.
dog didn't know what in the world anybody wanted.
Get out.
I've had dogs that have been beat up by the collar.
There,
come in for
lie
arena.
down.
All they want is they
Lie
want to get
down.
out of that arena because they don't know.
Good.
It's a personal release thing.
Good.
If they don't know
All way out.
what's going to
Get
take
out.
that pressure off,
That's good.
how are they to learn?
There,
when that collar
lie
is
down.
hitting for
Hey,
everything?
lie down.
Where they hit them for barking, they hit them for running off, they hit them for running in. Well, eventually that dog goes, you just
Go
stand there,
out.
look at the ground and hope that nothing happens.
That's it.
I've
Good.
seen it,
Out.
seen it. This is a
Dear,
good
lie
lab.
down.
Teaching her honey.
Yes.
And
Good.
you know, the thing with labs,
Good boy.
unfortunately, they
Out.
stereotype them. And the joke is, it's hard to find a collar that goes high enough for a
There,
lab. And the
lie
point
down.
is, it's hard to find a collar that goes low enough.
Yes.
You know, because they're so
Good boy.
sensitive versus the labs who are
Good
so,
job.
they're dopey.
Do you want us to go around again or not?
What do you want to do? You have a dog that's working awesome. So,
Well, I don't know. I thought maybe I'd try to go through the center gate.
there you go. Go do it.
Ah, lie down. Lie down. No. Scout, lie down. Stay.
Goes, oh yeah, that.
You lie down. Walk. Slow.
I think I told you last time you guys were here. I mean, that was part of the reason I really started with trying to collar the first time that we bought this place, and I had a dog who would not stop when I told her to, and she started running. She got there, and it was scared me because I was like, "What am I going to do? I can't catch my dog. She's running." And I called my girlfriend who'd been training for a couple years. She got to put a collar on her. I'm like, I'd only seen the collar used on my run doggers.
Scout. Get back. Lie down.
Good boy. And I put that collar on her, and I waited, and I was like, it was that one, you know, where you're almost going, oh, and I hit that button, and she dropped like a rock and looked up in the sky like, who did that? I never had a problem with her after that. So I think if it's used, you really have to be fair. Which is why a lot of my students, they don't get the button. Because
Lie down.
you want something to get that in there.
Good.
That's not how a dog thinks. They don't go out and go,
Here. Get out.
how could I mess with my mom?
There.
They
Lie
just
down.
don't think that.
Hey. Lie down.
They're right in the moment.
They are.
Walk. Slow. Walk.
This dog is pretty. I just think he's one of the prettiest.
Lie down.
Did you come over here to get your fly spray, Missy? Are you helping Kathy?
Hi there.
Here. Get back. Lie down. Hey. Lie down.
Well, one of the people in Sophie's puppy
Lie
class
down.
had gone to some other trainer,
Wait.
and the person, when they had a dog, you know, the trainer, it takes one of the dogs that was misbehaving, holds it up off the ground by its leash.
Here. Lie down.
I know a lot of people do that.
Lie down.
And he held it there.
Good.
The guy said he turned around and left the class.
I know a lot of people that do that. And just, if the timing is right, I suppose it's okay. I personally don't like that either.
You can injure their necks and other things.
I had a guy
Good
do that
boy.
with her, but it was in the right situation, but still, I kind of went, uh-oh. And he set her down real quietly, and she went, and she wagged her tail like, okay. And I thought, well, okay.
Lie down.
Okay, but personally, I don't like that either. I think it seems really,
Keys bit me once, and I did that to him.
yeah, I say there are moments where I think it's appropriate, but
Stay.
not something I would do unless I was pretty desperate.
Stay. Lori, if you think we're gonna have a problem with him wanting to raise